What's happening, traders? You're here again with another market outlook with JD Trades, and I'm bringing you the market breakdown and taking a look at what's been happening last week and what I'm expecting in terms of targets for this week. So far, as we can see, last week's candle did finish a doji, which is a sign of indecisiveness. However, it is just in a pullback phase in the market at the moment, and I do believe that we may head up higher. So as we always do, we're going to start off looking at the dollar, which is the powerhouse of the world at the moment still. So for the time being, the weekly candle is printing lower. We do have a bit of a bearish price action currently. Now, as mentioned prior, I do want this to head down lower before we potentially look at some longs. For the time being, we are sitting inside of the weekly imbalance. We may work lower inside of this area before we actually push up. The liquidity is sitting above, so I do want to see prices reach higher. Now, of course, if the dollar does head up higher, that means most of these majors should, of course, come down. But we'll take a closer look at things when we get closer to that time period. So at the moment, price action off of the 1 hour time frame, we can see that we did get a sell-off Friday, 4 p.m. Price did, of course, start to come down and then market shut. Sunday, we opened, okay, we closed off a little bit of the gap from the market rollover and we dumped down. And this dump down, I'm pretty sure, is over some yen news that did come out during that time period. So for the time being, we've had a little bit of a pullback. We've tested this balance. So now we are pushing down lower. I do want to see the dollar head down lower, at least a little bit more, take out last week's low before we potentially start to rally. But I'm happy with everything dollar's done so far. I'm not going to push my luck so far in terms of, hey, we want the dollar to keep coming down, keep coming down. If this is all that price is going to do in order for it to push up, I'm happy for it to do so. That's not a problem. So daily area, if we do not push up from here, we do have this daily candle I am playing as a breaker. I do want it to push down into the area for us to look for a long. The target is always going to be the swing higher here. So let's not forget that target. Let's look at some pairs. So at the moment, gold last week, Friday, I was anticipating some shorts. They did come a little bit earlier than what I was anticipating, but that's perfectly fine. Gold did drop down. We had some small pullbacks on the lower time frame where you could have capitalized and got in for some entries. But for the time being, it looks like gold is currently giving us some bullish price action on the 15-minute time frame, the half-hour time frame. Looking at gold from the daily, we can retrace higher. But we are, of course, in and around areas where price can dump down some more. Looking at things from the weekly perspective, I do believe gold is going to be a lot more influenced by the dollar this week than it has been prior. Gold has kind of been doing its own thing just due to the pure strength of it and how bullish it's been for quite some time. But I do believe that dollar will take hold this week when trading gold. So we'll come back to gold and look for some more setups before we move on. Next pair is going to be on pound dollar, aka cable. For those of you that don't know, we are currently sitting inside of the daily area. We're playing into this daily candle at the moment. We are seeing price hold. We may get some bearish price action where we can work lower into this daily imbalance below. Just give it a second for trading view to catch up. Cool. We can work down into this daily imbalance. I am kind of expecting something like this, where we drop down, we pull back, okay, but then we actually take out the low. Now, GU can actually push up higher. I don't believe it will. Okay, I don't believe GU will pull back up to the price of 1.26 O level. I don't think it will do that. So I do believe this is the area that price is going to hold at. So in order for that to happen, then the dollar realistically needs to gain strength sometime soon, quite early on during the week. Just to, of course, remind you, Wednesday we do have, just wait for trading view to keep catching up. I don't know why this is not loading. We do have the Fed interest rate decision on Wednesday evening. We have manufacturing PMI and job openings. So we have very, very high impact news for the dollar this week. So it's prime for manipulation, it's prime for price movement, and it's the perfect conditions that we look for, because we look for any excuse for any manipulation, any injection of liquidity for us to, of course, capitalize on. So far, I'm looking for some bearish price action from the dollar. And when we get it, I'll start to, of course, take a look at taking some shorts. But for the time being, the 4-hour structure is continuing maintaining its bullish price action. I want to see if we can break this 4-hour low, potentially get a pullback and anticipate getting into some shorts. This is going to depend a lot on what the dollar is doing at the time. Similar picture when it comes to Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD has in fact taken out that 4-hour low. It is showing a little bit more of a bearish price action for the time being. It does look likely to come down. However, I'm not entirely happy with the area that it is reacting from on the daily. Now, this is the daily breaker. As you can see, we are getting a little bit of a divergence between the dollar, as the dollar has not come close to this daily breaker, but EU has. Okay, it has tapped into the breaker. So it can definitely react from this area and move lower. And that's perfectly fine. Next is USD CAD. I did call out this trade for the community and for you guys, of course, enjoy, take this position and capitalize on this move. So far, so good. We've hit TP1 and TP2. It's been a perfect play, really. Pull back up, play into the imbalance, 30 pip stop. So far, we've hit TP1 and 2, well over 1%, close to 2% return on this trade so far. This may continue lower. We have formed these equal lows, so there is a chance for price to actually head down lower. We'll come back to it, how price is developing, and take a closer look. Maybe we potentially turn this into some buys. But for the time being, everything is playing out how I've anticipated it out of the play. So we may drop lower into these two daily down candles. However, we can also hold this daily imbalance, which is perfectly fine. I'm not really too concerned with USD CAD for the time being, as I am happy with the move that is currently given. I'll just have to come back to this at a later date when price prints out more data and we can take a closer look at this. But so far, so good. But yes, guys, with that being said, that's all from me today. I will come back again tomorrow for another market update. And with that being said, it's been JD Trades. Stay blessed. Peace.